Hey guys, this is the Review Show for another episode of Why You Should Listen To. This is a show where I break down albums with low Spotify streaming numbers because the music is just that good. You should definitely check these artists out no matter what. And today I'm talking to you guys about Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band. Now, for those of you who don't know, Bob Seger retired in 2019. He did his farewell tour because he had a lot of medical health issues. His back was thrown out. He was not doing so good. But he was a true legend as far as rock and roll goes. I mean, old-time rock and roll, Night Moves, Hollywood Nights. This guy has been around the block, and he has so many great songs. Obviously, he's known for old-time rock and roll from Risky Business and whatnot. But I gotta tell you the truth, Turn the Page, this guy has been around the block and has had a lot of success in the late 70s into the 80s. But after that, wasn't Against the Wind is one of my favorite Bob Seger songs too. He was one of the best. He's kind of like Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, a little bit of Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers to an extent. Like they have a saxophone player, they have it's kind of piano oriented rock or like stuff like that. Turn the Page, example of that, or old time rock and roll is an example of that. But if you have never heard of Bob Seger, get on it. He's a really solid artist. I have a couple of his albums. I don't have them with me, but they're over there. But Bob Seger is one of the best rock, like pure rock and roll artists that I could think of off the top of my head. Because the guy has a lot of success in the 70s into the 80s with like I said, all time rock and roll, Night Moves. I can't think of it all of a sudden. All time rock and roll, Night Moves, Turn the Page. Metallica covered Turn the Page. So that shows you how good he is. That Metallica covered a Bob Seger song. Well, some people may not know that, but Turn the Page is a Bob Seger song. There's something I've always found, and again, Against the Wind, another one like I just said. There's something about Bob Seger that I truly do love quite a bit. He's not necessarily he was a mainstream guy, and he has tons of fans around the America, around the globe, whatnot. But I gotta tell you, if you're looking for more like classic rock or piano oriented rock or just regular rock and roll in general from like the 70s into the 80s, Bob Seger is definitely one of those you got to check out. He has had, as I mentioned, he had a lot of surgery. He had back problems at one point. That's where he retired. He still shows up at some events every once in a while. Like when Springsteen on Broadway happened, he came out and he saw Bruce on Broadway a couple of times. So, I don't know. It's a very interesting, he's a really unique artist, truthfully. He's one of the artists, Against the Wind, if you listen to it, it's a really solid song. I have some of his albums on vinyl. Like I have Against the Wind. I have Night Moves. Night Moves is a really underrated song in general. Like the song Night Moves is a really, Shame on the Moon is another one. Like he's a really good artist with a really good writer too. He wrote songs that are really, really solid. They don't necessarily make you think too much, but they got enough emotional depth in them to the point where you'd be like, oh, that's a really good song. Like, why didn't I hear this before? But like I said, check out Night Moves, check out Against the Wind, check out Old Time Rock and Roll, check out Turn the Page, the live version, check out Shame on the Moon. There's a lot of other great songs on these other records that I'm mentioning, but he's just one of those artists that you kind of have to check out at some point because, I mean, his streaming numbers are low. He's known for old time rock and roll. That's the biggest, most successful. Like it's at a wedding staple kind of thing. But if you want to get to know like other pure rock and roll, I recommend checking out Bob Seger because the dude is just awesome. He's got a great voice. He's got a great just the Silver Bullet Band too is great. And I love how it's not just Bob Seger. It's Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band. Just like I love Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band or Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. It meant that you're bringing your gang. It's not just Aerosmith. It's not just U2. It's not just Led Zeppelin. It's not just Metallica. It's not just It's not just like a band's name. It's Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band. I love him quite a bit, but if you have not checked out like Main Street, another one that I just popped in my head. If you've not heard of this guy, check him out on Spotify. He's really, really, really good. He's got a lot of great songs, and if you're looking for more like summertime sitting by the fire jams, like Night Moves is one, Against the Wind is one. There's a lot of really great songs by him in general. So that's why. And so why should you listen to Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band? He's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but he's kind of under the radar to a lot of people. Spotify just shows that in general. He's got like, I think, I don't know the specific numbers off the top of my head, but like I do know that he's lower than most classic rock artists in general. Like U2's got more than him. Bruce Springsteen's got more than him. Metallica's more than him. You know what I mean? So, but in general, I think you should listen to Bob Seger for those reasons and more. Because, like I said, if you want to look for more classic rock that's like under the radar, check out Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band. They're really great, and I highly recommend them. So that's going to do it for this video of why you should listen to. Thank you so much for watching this video. So hit like, subscribe, comment, whatever you got to do. Hit the bell for all of our notifications as well. And we'll see. Thanks for watching. So for all of us here at the Super Review Show with the J-Man, it's Off the Rock. We'll see you guys later.